Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. This is Chris.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, I'm calling Chris.
I hope so.
Oh man, I'm sorry, there's a delay between the video feed and the phone.
Yeah, ignore the video
I
feed.
want to know your opinion on the direction of DRM technologies and the perceived war on consumers by media giants. Mostly the methods the companies are using to combat consumers and interfering with the fair uses that we enjoy.
Well, it's an issue of control.
Absolutely.
You know, there's DRM slapped on, a lot of media that's produced by, larger organizations and production companies. And by and large, its implementation is what's consumer unfriendly. When you buy an let me take a step sideways there. When you buy an audio file that is licensed for playback only on a certain system, and you try to move that audio file to another system and it won't play back, if it can even be recognized, that's where it's unfriendly.
Or when the service is pulled and you can no longer transfer your music.
Right, and as a matter of fact, it's happened over and over and over again. It's frustrating. Certainly, it's yet another reason why I personally have, if I have to deal with DRM, I realize and recognize that I'm dealing with it on the platform provider's terms. I don't appreciate DRM in any capacity because it's kind of like a vendor lock-in or a tie-in. And it's not that I have an issue with being tied into a certain platform. To a certain degree, you could get just as upset with game companies, that they only release a game for the Xbox 360 or the PS3 or the Wii or the DS or the PSP or the iPhone. I mean, ultimately, they have to make, a choice. But I couldn't get mad at a game company to say, well, this Xbox 360 disc won't play in my PS3. Well, it's kind of asinine, isn't it? So,
yes. Or when the DRM prevents you from installing the game because of some sort of glitch or error, and you have to go through the tech support for 3 days to get it working, something that you bought.
And I've
had that happen to me.
It'll specifically happen on the PC because of piracy. So it's not to say that piracy doesn't happen anyway. I don't believe that DRM will be around forever.
I don't think it prevents the piracy. I think that's where it's failing. Because those that will pirate will do it regardless of the DRM.
Certainly.
It hurts the people that want to use the stuff legitimately.
I've also fallen to using subscriptions. I pay Rhapsody like $10 to $15 a month to basically rent or to have access to their library of music, and that's what I use. I don't download any music anymore. As far as movies, I'll wait for it to come out on Netflix. As far as television, I'll try to catch most of my shows online. So it's not perfect yet. And we are light years away from it being perfect. And if there's any company out there that is going to destroy DRM, it's... Do you want to take a guess?
Apple.
That's right, Apple. In fact,
they made a good step with the music.
Absolutely huge. With iTunes, what do they call it? Plus?
Yes, iTunes Plus.
Yeah, where you could basically remove a DRM restriction by paying more for the media. It makes it easier to go, from one system to another, to be able to use that wherever you want to use it if, the platform that you're moving to supports it. It's when, someone locks a piece of media down that just doesn't need to be locked down. And when you are trying to use it legitimately, that's where it gets frustrating. And I completely understand, why they're doing the things that they're doing, but it's not the right thing to do. I'm not.
What do you think about the methods of going after the people with the lawsuits and intimidation and this perceived war on the consumers? They're paying for this stuff.
They're tilting at windmills. I mean, there'll be a few sacrificial lambs. It's going to be that way for a while. But even though the music industry did not want anybody to pirate music, they did. People did. Hell, I used to get cassette tapes from people, and I guess that was pirating. But in doing that, I've actually learned more about bands that I've seen in concert or bought merchandise from, or CDs or discs or music, or supported them. I'm not advocating piracy at all. I think, you should attain something by legitimate means. But at the same time, they're stemming the tide. I mean, ultimately, this isn't going away. Digital reproduction of media is not going to disappear. They're either going to have to get with the program or get eaten. One of the two. It's up to them. I mean, you just look at, even, classic ways that, just using music in this example, the Grateful Dead has been, long applauded for their marketing methodologies. They say, hey, record it, share it, get it from point A to point B. I think content companies have got bigger issue if people don't want to pirate their stuff than if they do. And unfortunately, DRM is more, I think, does more harm than it does good. And I just don't know if it's going to be around in another 20 years. I can't see it happening. I just can't. It's just I don't think the world's going
much longer either. It's a waste of resources, a waste of money. It's bad for public image.
Well, it not forces. I don't want to say this. It opens the door to a lot of bad things, and people pirate all the time, and sometimes they get what they deserve. I'll say that truthfully. I mean, so many people get infected with spyware and viruses and whatnot. It's because they were downloading stuff they shouldn't have been downloading. They were pirating software and music and media. I have absolutely no pity for someone in that situation. Absolutely none whatsoever. I mean, I can't pity someone who breaks the rules. It's just not right. I don't like DRM, but at the same time, if we're not dealing with the production companies on their terms, we're not doing ourselves any favor and we're not doing them any favor. The best way to place your vote against DRM is to not support it. If you really want to take a stand, only support the services that don't include DRM. So you're saying, well, what about music? You could use eMusic, and I think I've got a coupon code for eMusic subscriptions too. They allow you to access MP3s, and then even after your subscription ends, you'd still have access to the MP3s because there's no DRM on them. There are services out there, that will allow you to take the media, give you a license to be able to reproduce it X, Y, and Z. But you got to play by their rules. Being a vigilante could either land yourself in hot water or really kind of eliminates your position in the matter. It's a very sticky situation. And, I just find it very very difficult to tell a producer what they have the right to do. I think they're stupid. I think they have their heads up their collective asses to think that this is a workable solution. They're offending their audience. But until they get, educated, well, I guess we're going to have to school them. And the way you school them is you support things that do work and that don't offend.
All right, well, I want to thank you for taking my call, Chris.
No worries. Thanks for the discussion point.